Hey everyone, welcome back to Bravely Default. Last time, we tried to walk up here and enter Eternian Central Command proper, but got stopped by a bat who ended up being Lord De Rosso, a member of the Council of Six, who apparently hasn't been around for about 15 years. According to Braev, at least. Also, we're going to buy a bunch of these Dark Matters because we need them. He basically annihilated us and sent Edea to her room, or rather, Altinus sent her to her room, as well as Anias, Ringabel, and Tiz to the dungeons below. Edea briefly spoke with her father, but Braev really refused to listen to anything Edea had to say and simply called her foolish, and that she had no idea what she was talking about, refused to explain himself, and refused to listen to Edea's pleas. After that, Edea snuck out of the room and freed the party, and after we tried to escape the dungeon, we ran to Sage Juliana, who turns out he's also a member of the Council of Six, so he never really went to the meetings, though, after Braev took power, but he's still a member, technically, and is still fairly respected, it seems. But regardless of him being technically our enemy at that point, he freed us from the dungeon. So alignments are getting weird, and there's a lot of characters around that are just weird. But to the left of Eternian Central Command, there is a point where we can enter Grand Ship, which is good, because I really need to go to an inn to heal up after that long trek through the dungeon, as well as getting back over here. Okay, cool. What does Stats have to say? There's some new dialogue here, after all. So, where to next? Oh. Wow, Stats was a little bit more interesting than you. I don't believe, even though Grand Ship is taking flight, there's any new stuff to buy. Also, I think Stats and Stats match all the shops now. Yeah, okay. That would make sense, given everyone else was supposed to be fleeing. We could get an Aeolian bow for Ringabel. Sure. Nah, I'll not bother. No new magic, though, I think. There is, sometimes Grand Ship will get restocked with better things, but I don't think right now. Anyway, we need to sleep at the end, and then I will see you back in Eternian Central Command. Well, since we're out of the dungeons, and are free to do as we wish now, we can try to go up here, but
It won't open. But I should have expected as much for the crystal's last line of defense. My father must have the key.
Can't we just, like, smash the door down? Or burn it or something? I'm sure we have a job that can get this done.
Eternian Central Command lies ahead, and the chamber of the Council of Six is housed at its summit.
So that's where we'll find your father, Edea?
Yes. Along with the Dark Knight Alternus Dim and that strange man who put us to sleep.
Well, we need the key Edea's father has. That's the only way we'll make it to the Earth Crystal. If we can just get the key, maybe we can avoid fighting a lot of people.
I'm afraid that is one big if.
Lord Marshal, the gate to the dungeon was utterly destroyed. But why would Juliana assist in the Wind Vestal's escape?
The capricious old fool. I cannot fathom his thoughts. But that the two appear now after 15 years. It's as if they have come to gloat over my demise.
Lord Marshal, I'm afraid I don't understand. It is unlike you to utter such bleak words.
Victor and Victoria are defeated, and we no longer receive word from our squads deployed abroad. Those two grandsires said their piece ere going into hiding again. All that remains now of the Council of Six are you and I, Alternus.
I shall not concede defeat. Were we but to slay the Wind Vestal.
And what of my daughter? Could you slay her too? Hear me, Dark Knight Alternus Dim. I would have you escape while you still may.
Your Lordship, I must protest. Am I such a burden to be sent away so?
It is my faith in you that makes me bid you leave. for I have a task I would entrust to no one else.
You need merely speak the word.
The time has come for me to share my true aim in restoring the Duchy of Eternia and reveal the secret borne by its predecessor. Until now, only I and those two grandsires were privy to such knowledge.
So it seems as if we'll only have to be fighting Braev. Altinus is escaping, and apparently there is some secret that may affect exactly why Braev has been doing all this. That only he and I would assume by the grandsires he's referring to Juliana and De Rosso, so they apparently know the secret as well. This is actually a pretty dangerous combination, which makes sense that they'd make a party from this. Anyway, let's try to put him to sleep and then just Twilight. Sleep does cost 1 more MP, which is terrifying. Twilight actually costs quite a bit more as well, and everyone is default. The only problem with Twilight is that obviously when you hit someone, they will wake up. But luckily, oh fucking hell! God damn it, Ringbell was put to sleep. I didn't even think about that. How many Phoenix Stones do I have? 20? Sure, go ahead and use one of them. God damn it, I didn't even think about that one. God, son of a bitch. Okay, well that's fine. We'll bring him back and then you can attack a little bit. And Ringbell should be able to finish that off with sword magic. I'm glad we have Curata now. It makes it so basically single target healing magic is always just kind of a waste. In fact, you can go ahead and use Mug because I might as well try and get that Ice Brand. Probably won't happen. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. The only thing I do with it is sell it anyway, because not that much use in it. Adia, you are level 10. That's great and all. However, I don't think I need to use that anyway. I'm going to switch you over to a pirate. And I guess... Actually, did you get free lunch yet? You did not. Okay. I feel like that comes at level 11. Or is it later? God damn, I don't remember. Go to pirate for now. Oh. You're already on pirate. Yeah, go to that for now. That's fine. And you just need a little bit of healing and we can keep going. Actually, there's stuff down here. Eternian Central Command is a fairly complicated dungeon. There is a lot to it. Aesthetically, it is quite similar to Lantano Villa back in Caldesla, which is kind of like a bookend when you think about it. I will say that Eternian Central Command probably has some of the hardest enemies as well we've fought so far, which is good. I'm glad this place is actually well defended, and somehow the Eternians have managed to control monsters to fight us, like are the Tufels and the Archdemons, which is impressive in its own way. It's just also confusing as to how they managed to do that. Also, I know it's a video game and that doesn't need an explanation, but it's still confusing either way. Though, of course, you can always use Medication Salvemaker to just trivialize the fights and make them basically nothing and not a threat at all, which, I mean, I don't mind doing that, because enemies themselves aren't too unique and too interesting to fight, especially when you fight, you know, tens of them all the time. Also, that statement made no sense. I don't know what I was saying. Tens of them all the time doesn't make any sense. So I want to kill that Pike Guard, I guess. Yeah, first that's going to be annoying, so we'll take care of that. I try not to use... well, that's a fucking lie. I was going to say I try not to use Salvemaker, but look at me right now. I'm using Salvemaker. No, I don't try to not use it at all. I mean, it's there and it's broken as hell. And it's fairly affordable to get enough of these things to get by, so... I mean, I wish it was a little less broken, but at the same time, it's here, so I'm going to use it. And that should kill these guys. Alright. Yeah. To be fair, yeah, when you're fighting so many of these enemies, the fight itself is going to get fairly uninteresting fairly quickly, so I don't really mind wiping them out with Salvemaker. Especially since I have fought playing them without using it, really. So, yeah. I don't know what point I'm making. Basically, the game's easy to break, and I don't really mind breaking it at all. In this chest, we have Turbo Ether. Nice. There is some good treasure to be found here. We already got Expalicar. Jesus, Excalibur in the dungeons. Don't know why they stored like a legendary sword down there, but whatever. Oh my god, of course. Edea is not doing like any damage, and that's not surprising given she still has a katana equipped. Do I have katana lore? Hopefully I do. Okay, good. Oh, actually, were you ever on Valkyrie? I don't remember. You weren't. Okay, so you don't have spear lore, so I can't give you that. Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure. Katanas are still alright. Let's give Tiz back some MP. Oh, but it blows right now that no one has healing lore. I guess I could probably give that to Tiz. You probably have it, right? Healing lore, it takes 2. That's fine, not using either of these, so. Nice. I love how turning such a command, by the way, goes from like 1F to 47F. That elevator is just massive. Takes us up nearly the entire bloody thing. Oh, okay, we actually have a new enemy here, Liliths. So they're not actually that bad. They mainly have Tail Whip to, well, actually that sucks. To charm people. That blows. They're weak to wind, though. So Anya should be able to deal with him fairly handily. Unless he's Withering Whipple. Or, no. Which one? Holy Weapon, we need that. You go ahead and use Eroga. Apparently you can still glaze from them. So we're going to try doing that as well. Though I don't really care enough to... I want the Ether more from the Twofold, to be really honest, so I'm going to steal from that twice. And you can start defaulting to develop your special. We probably don't need you to attack in this fight, so... And we stole... Okay, glaive. Otherwise, nothing. But it's something to sell at least. Yes, please attack the person who's already attacked. I don't care if you do that. Please kill. Okay. Well, this is definitely going to kill them, so that's fine. And though turning such a command can be a fairly rough dungeon, there is an opportunity to heal coming up, so in the middle of the dungeon, or about in the middle, it's not like you're basically completely screwed and don't have a way to heal up. So, you have that to look forward to, at least. Down here, we do have some treasure. Though it is not the way to progress. We have Divine Fists. Those are just, I think those are knuckles that deal light damage, kind of like Excalibur does. Which is helpful, but honestly, I think I mentioned it before, but knuckles actually aren't that good anymore, because when you have a monk, their physical attack, when they get a higher level, is so strong that knuckles actually make them weaker. I'm not really sure how that makes sense. Maybe it's like the weight of the knuckles ultimately makes it so they can swing their fists slower, something. I don't know. That's a stupid answer or stupid reason, but that's the only thing I could think of. Otherwise, I can't think of how Divine Fists would make you weaker. I guess who needs gods when you're as strong as that, though, huh? So if you're punching someone with pure light, that's gotta hurt. Like, that's really fast.
This is the room where I grew up.
So this was your room?
Yes, that's what she just said.
Hey, ring a bell. Let a girl keep some privacy.
You brought him in here.
Where's the fun in that? This place must be full of memories. I can almost taste them. I don't have any memories, least any I can recall. So forgive me if I wax a little sentimental here. They say you can tell a person by their room. And all I can say is, what a fine room you have here.
Thank you.
Hey, isn't that a picture of you, Edea? You look so young.
Oh, how embarrassing. Let's pretend you didn't see that.
Here's one with your entire family.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
Seeing this picture leaves no doubt of the depth of your father's love for his daughter.
If by love you mean exasperation, you may be right.
Are you truly prepared to battle your own father?
That would seem to be my destiny. You could say I truly am my father's daughter. We are both of a mind that shan't ever waver once we decide upon something. To go against one willing to die for his beliefs calls for steely resolve. That is why
It doesn't have to be this way.
How so?
It serves no purpose to abandon dialogue from the start. Not while you are both here to talk.
I will consider it.
Aldia is growing on the idea of trying to reason with her father, at least, instead of immediately being antagonistic. To be fair, when they did speak before, she immediately was kind of antagonistic. Anyway, we can sleep in her bed. I guess all of us do at the same time. It's only one bed. It's fairly big, but there's still 4 people. Like, that seems a bit silly. Anyway, so if you ever want to grind, I should mention, I'm not going to right here, but if you ever want to, this is a fantastic place to, because if you want to just turn your encounter rate way up, you can just run around outside of Adia's room, run under plenty of enemies that give you decent JP and EXP as well as Pig, and anytime you get low on health, you can just go ahead and run back into Adia's room and heal up, and it's not a problem at all. Also, we should really deal with the Pike Guard first. Actually, yeah, deal with the Pike Guard first, he's a pain. It's pretty difficult when you run into a Mage Guard and these guys, because they can just put you to sleep and then the wolves will eat you, and that's pretty bad. You go ahead and use Phlogistians to kill the wolves. But yeah, no, this is a fantastic place for grinding, and if you ever need to do a little bit of it, maybe before you fight Braev, this is definitely where I suggest you do so, because it's just so convenient. It isn't, like, objectively the best place in terms of JP and EXP gain, but in terms of simply convenience, as I said, it's better than anywhere else I found, because you can just run in and out of Dia's room to heal, as well as fight enemies that aren't too bad in terms of what they give you. Again, not the best, but they'll do. It probably isn't the fastest way to grind, but it's just what I've always done, and so I'd recommend it. Also, I'm going to go heal, because I took a little bit of damage in the fight. But yeah, I'm not going to grind here. I don't really have a need to. I have plenty of money, and I have plenty of... Well, I guess I could do with getting like more JP mainly, but my level should be fine. I'm what, level 53, 52? That's really good, actually.
But that cannot be. How could such a secret be behind the crystals?
It's not for us to question the truth. I will see that the Vestal and her followers are stopped here. And you, I would have you prepare for the worst. The Pillar of Light will appear somewhere in this world. You must find it, Alternus. And you must be victorious.
Right, well, oh my fuck! And now I'm out of Fulman shards. This is gonna be a lot of fun. He lied. What was I talking about? The secret behind the crystals. You have to wonder what it is. It must be really bad if it means making people go thirsty in Ansheim, enslaving children in Eisenberg, as well as starting a civil war that killed hundreds of thousands. Not only that, but corrupting the people of Florum, so basically their minds were completely gone. I mean, at some point, you know, ends justify the means, sure, but you gotta draw the line somewhere, man. Realistically, my line probably would have been with Florum. Like, Ansheim sucked, sure, and its king was not really good to its people, or to his people, but, you know, people, you know, governments have done worse. I'm not saying that Khmer, was it Khmer or was it Kint? It was Khmer. I'm not saying Khmer was right to force his people into hard labor to keep their city going just because he wanted anti-crystalism to thrive, but at least the intention was not maybe... was sort of pure in a way where he just believed that was right. That's another light damage weapon, just like the Divine Fist and Excalibur. At least his intentions, like, he thought that was what was best, straight up. He just believed anti-crystalism was the right way to go. Whereas in Florum, like, you're literally just poisoning people's minds and destroying them, destroying an entire society, as well as DeRosa was straight up kidnapping women. Or sorry, I mean DeRosa. Their names are so similar. DeRosa was literally kidnapping women, and apparently that was sanctioned by Braev. That was alright by him. So, you kind of gotta question his motives. Or not his motives, but what he did to get, to basically meet his goals. Also, we got fucked up in that fight. It was basically all the duchy guards. A lot of updates from Nura, Ether, Phoenix Down, Bolton. That's not bad. I am using a lot of Phoenix Downs here. So we have to buy a lot of elemental stuff. I'm out of Fulminant Shards. Don't want to buy that many. Well, yeah, I'll buy that many. I'm going to run out of money before I know it, but whatever. We're going to need a lot of these actually really soon, so I don't really mind buying a ton. I don't need 98. No point in that. I can buy some Dragon Fangs. Do I want to, though? I think it's actually... Let me just buy, like, 6. And then I'll also buy 3 Beast Livers, just so we're kind of evened out here. Actually, we should buy 16. Because if we're going to use... That's 4 for basically each party member, then. Which is only good for 4 fights. But I don't think we won't really need them coming up anyway, so I'm not really worried with that. We'll get plenty of money. I just want to start building them up, basically. We'll need these as well. Well, yeah, we'll need these. So back down to very little money, but that's fine. Could probably do with buying a couple more potions. We'll buy like 14. How much is that? Oh, not bad. Right, and probably have a couple things to sell. Glaive, Holy Lance, Trident. Holy Lance is better. Air Mace, useless. We have an extra Assassin Dagger. I guess I'll keep that in case we go in Ninja. Sure. And Divine Fists. Nothing else to sell. Alright. Gonna go and save. And before we fight Braev, there is a chest to the right here. With an elixir. Also, I missed a chest. Well, let's go back. And I'm an idiot and just didn't explore this part. So I missed this chest. Luckily as well, from fights in this dungeon, we do get like 3,000 to 4,000 peak per fight. So I don't know if we're really making back what we spent on attack items, but we are getting a lot of it back, at least. Right, and we're back here. Before we enter, I want to point out that Edea has gained 7 levels in Pirate, and I think it's well on her way to level 10. No, she's not. But Ringabel has gained, I think, 2 or 3 levels in Thief, maybe just 2. What's it level 9 before? I think it was level 7. Either way, he's gained a couple levels in Thief. Anyas has just been blazing through Spirit Master, and Tiz has already gained a level in Black Mage, which going from level 9, I think he already was, is impressive, because getting past level 9 is difficult. We can see with Tiz, Ringabel here, about 3,500 to get from level 9 to 10. That's quite a bit. Especially since we probably have a level 8 job somewhere here. Level 8's only 800. That's quite the jump. 800, 3,500. Again, it's why I'd recommend getting a lot of jobs up to level 9 and not really worrying about getting them past that until later. Anyway, for now we're going to stick with the job setup we have because Braev is going to be a tough fight. Although, I might switch Tiz. No, I'm going to keep him on Black Mage because I do really want to get Black Mage level 5. Do you have White Mage level 5? You do. Okay, good. That's all I really care about. We do need to heal up. And I don't think we really need to worry about our equipment at all. I'll do a quick check to make sure, though. So the only thing I really changed is I gave Edea Power Bracelets to raise her strength. I gave Tiz an Amulet to raise his magic attack. Anyas a Light Charm to resist light attacks, because that's a little something we'll have to be worrying about. Not that bad, but still one there. And Ringbell now has the Thief Glove. Oh my god, that sentence was fucked. Ringabel now has the Thief Gloves, so he can steal better. Otherwise, I don't think we need to change anything over. We don't have much to change anyway, because I sold most of my crap. So, maybe throw an Ether on Ringabel. Maybe not exit the menu, so I can actually do that. And with that, I'm going to go and save one more time, because I haven't. Let's go. Are you fucking kidding me? That is quite literally the worst time you could have had. Also, I'm realizing now that actually the Thief's Glove on Ringabel is going to be completely useless, because he already has that boost from his natural ability. He also got Master Thief, which is cool. What does that do again? Mace Punch Steel. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, we're gonna keep him on that, and maybe give him a different thing here, though. Not sure what. Tell you what, I might just give him medication, so I can use that as well, because we're not gonna need sword magic in this fight. So, yeah. Okay, now, seriously, setup is done. Let's just pull the stupid lever and go up to fight Braev.
Father.
How could I have not known about that secret passage to your room? What am I to do with you now, Adia?
Well, I've been using it almost as long as I could walk. It's come in handy more than once.
I see.
Listen, Father. The truth is, well, I wanted to help you fulfill your ideals. I truly did. I think I was lonely. I mean, no matter how I tried to get through to you, you never paid me any mind. It was as if you always had your back turned towards me until I left Eternia.
It was not that I never accepted you. Rather, you were ever my pride and joy. My assigning you to the Sky Knights was an acknowledgement that you had become the woman I knew you could be. I had thought you might tame that band of ruffians, to bring them to order and lead them. Alas.
Thank you, Father. I never knew you felt that way.
Do not thank me, for I too shall do whatever it takes. I cannot allow you to lay hands upon the crystal. Mine is a cause that I shall not willingly abandon.
Yes, Mother told me. It was when she first fell ill that you began to rush the pursuit of your ideals. Was it not?
I will not stand by and watch you ruin all I've made. You and your band shall not pass.
Why, Father? Why must you always refuse to listen to me? Are we really that different?
My ideals are no longer my own. It is my calling, nay, my duty, to protect this world.
Protect the world? But it's you, Father, who endangers it! Is this battle between us all but inevitable? I came here knowing that mere words could never bend your will, and yet...
You've come this far, only to spout such sickly sweet sentiments. You disappoint me. Blood and steel are the final resort between those unwilling to concede their beliefs. I am Braev the Templar, Grand Marshal of Eternia. Prepare for battle!
Braev is not going to be fooling around. We're going to want to make heavy use of attack items in this fight. But first off, he does have one thing I want to steal. I'm going to go and use Mug just because I might as well. And also going to start with using, let's see, where are they? Dark Matters. I'm going to want to use a lot of these since he is weak to dark attacks. Luckily, I have 98. And luckily, attack items go through default, so I don't have to worry about that either. I'm not sure if Adia has attack item map. I'm hoping she does. I should have checked this beforehand, but whatever. So mainly, Braev is going to be defaulting a lot because he mainly wants to defend, so that makes sense, and doing slight attacks like that. Otherwise, he does have Radiant Blast, which is a light attack on a single target, Heart Strike for a guaranteed crit, and when he's lower on health, he's going to start using Giant Slayer to do more damage to anyone who has more health than him. Obviously not helpful right now because all bosses are going to have significantly higher health than us, but later on, way later on, he's going to want to be using that to deal more damage to us. Not that that's going to be really helpful because by the time he does, we'll have killed him. The one thing we saw from him there was a Claymore, which is just a really good sword, really. Not much more than that, but still worth having. So Tiz can start attacking now. With just black magic. So Braev is going to have a lot of physical defense, but not much otherwise. He's not too strong. But he can just really last a long time. It's a lot of... Well, that sucks. He has a lot of health, and he has a lot of defense. So mainly magic is what you're going to want. Attack items are going to be what you want. And with that, he should go down fairly quickly. I think he has about 40,000 HP. A lot of bosses have something around there. He probably has a little bit more. And yeah, we can start, go and use his special. We do have to revive Ring a Bell. That would be nice. I'm surprised he didn't try to keep Ultimus with him, but I guess he did have some important task for him to go do. But having Ultimus here as well, okay, he's braving. Yeah, sometimes he'll do this. He'll just brave and use a bunch of attacks in one turn. But that's fine, because now we can have a couple turns of reprieve, which is good because we really need a turn of reprieve to heal, mainly. But that means he should be low on health after all that, which would make sense because we really wailed on him with Dark Breaths. Or Dark Size, rather. Dark Breath is the thing that does your missing HP damage. I don't know how to make exactly, but not offhand. I'm sure I could fumble around the combining menu to figure it out, but we're doing fine as is, so... I don't think that's exactly necessary. Man, he's barely even flinching from any attacks. Like, only stumbles a tiny bit. Let's keep doing this. Continuing to default. Yeah, he's a very defensive person. Although, he doesn't really have a ton of attacks that are that dangerous, though. It's mainly when he attacks in... whoa, okay.
You shall not pass.
Yeah, so Braev is not just going to give up that easily. When you take him down, he'll just recover almost all of his HP and continue the fight. But we just have to continue wailing at him, and eventually he's going to have to break down. He can't fight forever. No one can. So that's just what we're going to have to do. You have your special. Go ahead and use that. You're never going to get your special here because I'm not defaulting at all, but that's fine, I guess. I'm not really that worried about that. Also, I should have made my specials dark. That would have been a good idea. That would have made things quicker. But I think they're still on light from the Victor-Victoria fight. Ah well, these things happen. It just means the fight would go on a tiny bit longer, but that's not that huge of a deal. It's unfortunate for sure. I wish this fight could have gone shorter, because this is already getting fairly repetitive. Oh, please don't kill Ringwell. Okay, nice. Yeah, the Heartstrike. Heartstrike is a very good job to have as a monk. Rather, Templar is a very good job to have as a sub-job for the monk because you can get a guaranteed crit, which means you can guarantee you're going to build up your special. I really hope Adia goes before Braev. Okay, or Honest goes before Braev, rather. Okay, good. That means he should, unless he just wails out a certain character. Okay, good. Then we're fine. If he had just chosen to wail on Adia, though, then yeah, she probably would have, well, she definitely would have died, actually. We can go and use a couple of Braves here, make sure everyone's at full health. We'll just wail on him as well. Can't last forever. Hopefully. Unless he's that determined to keep us from getting to the crystal. He could really do with maybe explaining the secret behind the crystals to us, the terrible secret that apparently he thinks is going to bring ruin upon the world. But he just refuses to explain that to us. I mean, it's possible that we just wouldn't believe him. But Braev doesn't seem to lie. He just seems very determined on his own things. Also, I'm gonna go and use Rejuvenation now, just because, just so I can get the BP mainly, so I can just hopefully just take care of him really quick. That's all I want to do. I just want to end this fight. It's been so long coming, and now he just sort of stands there and takes it. He's probably... Oh, okay.
You shall not pass!
Damn, you're determined. He might just be trying to stall for Ultimus, though. All things considered. I'm just gonna continue here with you. I'm gonna mug. Because he might have something else to steal. I'm fairly certain he doesn't, but I just want to make sure. And even if he does, it's not anything special. It's just some item that's not that great. No, he doesn't have anything else. It's just the Claymore. So if you stole that, then you're good. You just wail on Braev until he dies. Let's see, he has 3,500 HP, so how much damage would it take? How many Dark Sides would it take? It'd be like, man, I'm bad at math. Well, what's 3,500 divided by 2? It's like 17, and we do a little bit more, so it's probably 15, 14 turns, something like that overall. Plus we have Tiz helping out a little bit. He's not doing that much, especially when he Braves. He's only doing I think, what was it, 200? But it's still something. It still helps. And this special should do a decent bit. I mean, again, it's not dark. It's still light. Just because a character has an element of... they're weak to dark doesn't mean they resist light, by the way. Some enemies do absorb certain elements like fire or water or whatever, but they don't specifically resist any element on their own without some sort of special skill they can use to make them resist it. just because Braev here is weak to dark attacks doesn't mean he is resistant to light attacks, essentially. Unless the enemy is specifically absorbing it or straight up resist it, then no. Also, Tiz died. That sucks. It's not that big of a deal. He's not doing that much damage. I don't want Braev to die before Tiz can be alive, so we can get mainly the experience gains for him. At this point, I don't want anyone missing out on experience because it is very important to have that, of course. And Braev should give us quite a bit, given he's the Templar of Eternity. I think he'd give a good bit. Yeah, I'm a fool. How'd you get your special? I guess you were really close to it and we defaulted once and got it. I really should have changed some of my specials over to Dark. I should have had some of them be Dark in the first place against the Victor and Victoria fight, because that went on too long as well. Victor survived forever because he kept healing himself. Luckily, Braev can't heal himself on command. He can just heal himself when he's fallen and then is determined to get back up again. So that's nice, at least. The fight doesn't go on forever just because of that, but just because he keeps getting back up, he refuses to fall.
You have grown strong, my daughter.
With that, we get the Templar Asterisk. This is sort of an upgrade to Knight in a lot of ways. It focuses on defense, but has a bigger focus on offense than Knight as well. And somewhat magic, a tiny bit. Anyway, abilities. Its specialty is BP limit up, which raises your BP limit by 1. It's nice. It's not really vital, doesn't really help you a ton in any way, but it's nice to have 1 more BP. So basically now you can store 4 attacks. Well, no, you can only store 4 attacks, but you can get 4 BP instead of just 3 and have 1 BP the next turn after you use 4 attacks. Hopefully that makes sense. Basically, BP up by 1. That's it. Heart Strike at level 1. You attack for a guaranteed crit, 2 times damage. Good, especially on Monk. You can guarantee you get a build up special really quick. Giant Slayer at level 4. Deal 1.5 times more damage to an enemy with more health than you. That's hit or miss whether it's really good or not. A lot of enemies do have more health than you. It's good against bosses, of course, because they're always going to have more health than you, especially at the start of the fight, or mainly at the start of the fight, but it's hit or miss whether that's super helpful or not. I don't tend to use it a ton, but it's interesting either way. Magic critical at level 5, a 15% chance to crit with magic, which is times 2 damage or times 2 recovery. You can get critical healing done, which is awesome. That is good for any, that'd be great on Anyas for critical healing randomly, or even Tiz right now. Default Guard at level 6, you reduce damage taken by default when defaulting rather by 75%. Basically, you become a tank. Really helpful. Kind of wish that was a Templar specialty, because that'd make him a lot more defensive. But oh well. Rampart at level 7 is awesome. It blocks all physical attacks on all allies for 1 attack. So we're seeing it actually right there. The Duchy Guardsman is just attacking someone with Rampart, and they completely guard it. However, then Rampart goes away for that character. You have to recast it to have it back. However, it still is available on all the other ones unless they were attacked by a multi-hit physical move. Item Critical level 8, another awesome skill, especially for Salvemaker. 50% chance of a crit with items, times 2 damage or recovery. Same thing, just now you have a chance to crit with items. Amazing. Love it. Critical Amp at level 10, times 2.5 damage from crits, works with magic and item critical. So if you have that and attack item amp on Tiz as a salve maker, you can do a lot of damage, especially if it's weakness. You already do like 3,000 damage. And then if you do a crit, that's 2 times, so that's 6. And then what other thing helps? God damn it. Critical amp. That's like 9999 damage. That's just amazing. You get BP limit up at level 11. I already talked about that, but then you can have it on any job. Desperation at level 12 adds your physical defense and physical attack to 1 attack stat, but reduces your physical defense for that turn. So basically, if you have 50 physical defense and 50 physical attack, you'll do 100 damage, but your physical defense is going to go down by 25%. Still really helpful, especially again for grinding purposes. And since the Templar has so much defense anyway, it's not that much of a worry. Stat affinities, decent in pretty much everything except for mainly some of the magic stuff. Good HP, good strength, good vitality. Bad MP, but you're not really going to be using a ton of that. Bad intelligence, so no magic attack. But if you want to have White Mage on it, it's actually not that bad. Its mind is B. It's not the best option, but if you don't have a dedicated healer, it might not be a bad idea to put White Mage on a Templar, a sub job. And then decent dexterity for decent defense, and fairly low agility though. In terms of arms aptitude, good with swords and spears, which is all that really matters. Decent with axes, but who cares? Katanas are alright. Mainly going to be using swords and spears though. Armor aptitude, actually I was wrong when I said there's no class that had armor aptitude being different across the board. This has shields and helms at A, but armor at S, which is weird, but cool nonetheless. Templar is an amazing job, one of my favorites. I'm probably going to keep it for until the end game, or to the end game rather. But it feels again like it should just be an upgrade tonight, kind of like Ninja to Thief, Arcanist to Black Mage, Spirit Master to White Mage, whatever. I understand why it's not, but I kind of wish they had tried their hand at just having a job upgrade system opposed to like jobs that feel like upgrades. Anyway, Rampart, what the fuck? Templar, super good job, love it. Let's continue.
Braev! Mother!
You should not have come.
Forgive me, Braev. Forgive me, Adia. This is all my fault.
What is this foolishness you speak? You are ever the strength that keeps me alive. And I love you and Adia dearly.
Father?
Do not fear. He is merely unconscious. His wounds, they will heal, though it will take some time. And he may never wield his sword again.
Mother, I took up arms against Father. I told myself I was ready to fight him, even if it meant shortening his years.
Then surely you will not stray from your path, so long as you hold that feeling near and dear. By your actions, you have finally granted your father a reprieve from his anguished struggle. It was for the best.
Mother, we now go to awaken the Earth Crystal.
I see.
Forgive me.
There is no need to ask my forgiveness.
Oh, but there is, Mother. For if we awaken the crystal, your treatments will no longer be possible. We will no longer be able to keep what ails you at bay. What sort of daughter does that to her mother?
Oh, Adia, you truly are your father's daughter. And that is what makes you even more dear to me.
Mother!
How very touching. I beg pardon for my interruption, but your fear is misplaced.
And you are...
Of course, you had yet to see me in this form. I am Lester de Rosso. But you may address me as Lord de Rosso.
What do you mean our fear is misplaced?
It appears you have underestimated the Templar's great deeds. Deeds for which he risked life and limb. For he has advanced science and medicine in this land by 100 years. While complete cures may not yet be possible, sickness and disease can be prevented from further progression. Awakening the crystal shall not rob your mother of such mortal life as she has left, Adia.
So then...
We're free. to awaken the crystal.
Dear.
Ironic, is it not? To think I would be the one to urge the Wind Vestal and her companions to awaken the crystal. I can see purpose unwavering in your eyes. 'Tis as if I gaze upon Braev the Templar in his youth. And yet, there is still much that you cannot fathom. I have seen years measuring in thousands. Hope and sentiment intertwined with right and wrong, good and evil. The rise and fall of the Orthodoxy, the restoration of Eternia, the two conflicting beliefs concerning the crystals. So much may happen in a life immortal.
The way to Everlast Tower is beyond this door.
Let's go!
That guy really loves to point out that he's immortal. Kinda get tired of it. Pardon chat though. Let's press on. You're staring at that journal fit to burn a hole in it. I may as well. The thing stopped coughing up prophecies. Just who was the author in the end? I can't help but wonder. Did someone in the past foretell what the four of us would do? Or are the us in the book actually other people who lived in the past? Other people whose doings perfectly overlap with our own? Both theories are equally hard to believe. According to the text, you've met the book's author before, yes? Any recollection? No. I'm not entirely without my suspicions, but I feel they must be wrong. After all, you don't recall writing it, do you, ring a bell? Me? I'm afraid not. And the author claims to have saved your life, Tiz. Do you remember anything? No, nothing. I'd always just assumed it was Owen that rescued me. And Adia, the author claims he's madly in love with you. Any ideas? So I can pummel him? If I said no, I'd be lying. What? I'm saying I have my suspicions where boys in love with me are concerned. But the facts don't add up. For either of them. Either. I suddenly find myself twice as angry. Regardless, to the extent its words can still be trusted, the book says... It says you three are going to meet the author, if we keep pressing on. I see a little point in fighting over someone we may or may not meet. The Earth Crystal awaits us. That much is fact. So let's hurry to the Everlast Tower. Seconded. Working the crystal has to be our top priority. Then let us hurry on. Right. Yep, we'll do that next time. Braev, man. Why doesn't he just explain what the secret is behind the crystals? We may or may not believe him, but it's worth trying, right? Probably better than fighting his own daughter and receiving, not life-threatening wounds, but wounds that make it so he can never fight again and can't fight for what he believes in. At least physically. But still, he stood for what he believed in, so did we. And we won. So we're off to awaken the Earth Crystal next time. That's Derosa, man. What a mysterious character. Him and Juliana have suddenly become very mysterious. Well, Derosa appeared literally in this chapter and started mysterious and is ending mysterious. And, Juliana's always been kind of strange, but, you know, he could have just been this old hermit in the woods. But now he's even weirder. Anyway, that's gonna be it. Oh, wait. We got Templar. Who am I gonna put that on? I actually don't know. Ring a bell, maybe? Sure. Take it. Actually, yeah, we can put him on Templar. That's fine. And we can give him sub Thievery. Alright. And Thief's Glove. I forget, because I'm not going to remember to do this. Alright. Now, with that, we should grip a sword on him. Claymore. Yep. Go for that. Okay. Seriously, now, I'll see you guys next time when we go to awaken the Earth Crystal. See you guys then. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, maybe check out some of the other series I've done. You can also consider subscribing, checking out my Patreon page, or joining my Discord server. There are links in the description to those, as well as other social media links like Twitter and Facebook. Thanks for watching.